Hey everyone, and welcome back to Fashion with SoughtOut YouTube channel. So in today's tutorial, I'm taking you through how to cut this gorgeous gown, right? Okay, so this is the front side, and you see how it came out, and this is the way what the back looks like, right? So if it's something you would love to learn, please let's just get started. All right, so I've gone ahead to drawn out the basic line of our body measurement. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now and label it. So the first line is the chest line, and the next is the bust point. The next line is the under bust length, and then we have the waist length. All right, so these are basically lines that we need for now, and then I'll go ahead and mark out the gap, the bust gap, which is 8 inches divided by 2, that's 4. So I'm marking 4 inches all the way over there, right? So I'll just go ahead and make the connect of the points like so, and also this line will be extended down to the hem of our pattern. Next, we'll come to the bust points line and come up by 1 inch. All right, we'll come downward to the bust point line and mark 1 inch both upward and downward. Okay, so we'll come to the under bust length area now, the under bust area, and mark 1 inch inward and outward, and then come to the waist area and mark ½ inch inward and outward like so. Now we'll make the connect of the points. All right, because I'm not going to be padding it, that's why I'm using this kind of dart. This is a manipulated princess dart, so I'm just going to join the points to the 1 inch below the bust points, okay, like a triangle, and then bring it down to the waist, the ½ inch at the waist area like so. All right, like I said, it's a princess dart. All right, so the next thing we are going to do now is come to the the shoulder area, the armhole area, and draw out the line like so. Like I said, it's a princess dart. All right, so I've drawn it out. I'll just go ahead and find the midpoint. All right, so that is 4 inches. So I'll mark ½ inch below the 4 inches and ½ inch above it like so. All right, so all I'm going to do now is from that 1 inch above the bust point, I'll just make a cuff connect to the point on the shoulder area like so. All right, so I'll do the same to the other points. All right, okay, so now that has been done, the next thing is to just make a cuff connect of the point like so to the coming line. Do you understand? You just blend it like so. All right, so by the time you cut it out, everything will just prime without you having to use a wording to part the dress. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is just extend the dart line downward too, like you see me do. All right, so now we'll come to the armhole area and extend the down cuff. We'll extend it to make a new armhole. So I extended it by 1.2 inch and then make a new armhole. This is to avoid fabric shortage while joining the side to the center. Okay, so we are done with that, and I hope you understand. Next thing we are going to do now is impute our body circumference, and the bust circumference I'm working with is 36 inches. Now to this 36, I divided it by 4, right? And that gave me 9 inches, right? So I marked the 9 inches. Now the that extension that I did over there, that 1.2, I included it, and then include 2 inches extra sewing allowance, and then I'm just going to do that to all other body circumference, dividing it by 4 and then adding 2 inches. Now for the under bust circumference, I'm making use of 30 inches and 32 inches rather. So 32 inches divided by 4 gave me 8 inches. So I added it. Then the dart that will be removed was added. Then I added 2 extra inches, and that was what I did on the waist area also. So all I'll go ahead to do now is connect the point. Okay guys, now that we have that settled, we come to the neck area and mark the neck area. For the neck area, I'm making use of 4.5 inch as the width, right? And then I'm making use of 3 inches as the depth. So I made use of 4.5 inch as the width and 3 inches as the depth because it's a kino neck. So I'm just going to connect the neck point like so. Having that done, I'll come back to the side and draw the line I have at the waist area all the way down. Okay, so I'm just going to, because we are going to make use of it, so I'm going to just draw the line downward as we have it. Now that that has been done, the next thing I'm going to do is, I have my masking tape here. I'll go ahead and fasten the dart area together with the masking tape. Okay, so this is just for us to get the cuff at the waist area. So I'll just go ahead and fold it and then use my masking tape to tape it together. Having done that, guys, we'll come to the center, all right, because we want to draw out that point where it will be curved. Okay, so from the center inward, I'll mark 2.5. I actually need 4 inches as the center where the distance will be connected, right? But I made it 2.5 so that I will have 5 inches at the end. And I love doing it so that the extra inch added to it will serve as sewing allowance. Okay, so from the waist downward, I marked 3.5, right? So inward from the center, I marked 2.5, and from the waist area, I marked 3.5. I'll mark the 2.5 downward and then connect the point, right? I hope you understand what I just said. So from the center inward, I marked 2.5, and then from the waistline downward, I marked 3.5, and that's the connect I made like that. And so I just placed my cuff roller like so. All right, so I'm just going to make sure that I connect it from the waist area, the waist circumference, downward to the 3.5 I marked from waist downward to the 2.5 inches. Do we understand all that I just explained? All right, so I assume that you understand, and as you can see the way I'm connecting it, so this is basically what I was trying to explain. Having done that, guys, we are done with the front patterning. So I'll just go ahead now and cut the whole thing out. So after cutting, this is the way we have it. That's the center, as you can see, and then the side. Then we have the upper side also. You can see the curve. So now we'll proceed to cutting of the back. I've gone ahead to draw out the basic line also. I included the zipper allowance to that, and that's the chest line. We have the bust points and then the waist line. All right, so that's the zipper area. I'm just trying to label it so that we'll understand all that I marked out. Okay, so having done that, we'll go ahead now and mark the dart area, right? And then, like I said, the gap area we're working with, the bust gap is 8 inches. I divided by 2 rather, and then I got 4. I marked out 4 inches over there. And then, having done that, I'll make a straight line, straight connect of the points. Okay, and then from the waist area, I'm just going to mark half inch inward and outward like so, and then make a triangle connect. I'll connect it to the bust point line in a triangular way. All right, do you see? Okay, so that's our that. And then now we'll come to the waist area also, and then come in from the center coming by ½ inch. All right, it's just to avoid zip gaping over there. So bulging, that's the word, to avoid zip bulging. That's the essence of that 1 inch, ½ inch inward. Okay, so I connect the point, and that is it to the zip area. Next thing we are going to do now is impute our body circumference, just like we did to the front. I'll just go ahead and to all the circumference add 2 extra inches to it. So that is that. I'll just make a connect of the points now. Remember, I said to every of my circumference, after dividing it by 4, I added 2 extra sewing allowance to it, and there we have it. Now to our neck area. For the front, remember we used 4.5 as our width, our neck width. Same thing we are going to use at the back, and I'm also using 3.5 that I used for the front too, for the back depth. So I'm just going to connect it, and like I said, it's a cano neck, so I'm just going to connect it like so, and then extend the line to the zipper area. Now we have our back pattern ready also, so I'll go ahead and cut it out. So by cutting it, I feel the back also should be with princess dart. So all I'm going to do now is just impute the extend the dart to the shoulder. So I marked I find the center, which is 4 inches, and then I just made the connect like so. From the post point line, I just connected the line to the armhole like so, and then I'll cut it out. Guys, here we have with our back pattern also. So right now I've gone ahead to use the patterns to cut out our fabric. That is the center front. As you can see, I cut the ankara and also cut the lining to it. That's the side, and then we have our back center and then the side. And also I have this fabric, I actually cut 2 yards, right, and then with the length I want. Okay, so I'll just set it aside. We'll come back to that. Go ahead now and start joining the fabric. Now, like I said, I'm not going to pad it. Unfortunately, I don't have a pip stay too. Air stay. So I just went ahead and connect like that, and it actually came out well. Now, so I've connected the lining to, I've joined the lining to it, and you can see the bust area that is busting. Okay, so that is how it is. And then for our back, I've also joined the lining to it, and you can see the neck. Also for the armhole, I connected the armhole because is the kind of the sleeve we are going to use. So I'm just going to go ahead. Also, I connected that side, the lining to the side, so that there will be stability. So all I will do now is connect the shoulder to each shoulder. All right. So after joining that, I will now come back to show you how to fix the side to it. After joining the shoulder together, this is how we have it, guys. And also, because the dress has a loop at the back, okay, I've gone ahead to join a strand which we are going to use as the loop hole. All right, so all we are going to do now is place each other, cut out what we have. I want to be sure of the length I want for the loop. So I think that is all right for me, and all I will do is cut out the strand. So for each side I want four of it on each side, 4 loop hole, that's the word. So I'm just going to cut it and then fix it to it, pin it down, and then go ahead to, like, I want to show you how I fixed the loophole to it. So after cutting like 3.5 inch of the rope, I then folded it into 2, pinned it to the dress, but then I'm just going ahead and cut the strand out first. So I feel all I cut out will be enough, and then I'll just go ahead, like I said, fold it into 2 and then place it on it like so, and then pin it. Like I said, I want 4 on each side. I'll do the same to the other side, and then ensure that the loop are facing each other and aligning. Okay, so guys, we have done that. Now we'll place the back on it like so, and then go ahead to fix it. So guys, after fixing it, this is the way we have it. You can see the loop, all right, and then on the other side, all I have to do is to make sure that the loops align and they came out well. So I'm going to set this aside and then work on the gathers part of the dress. Okay, so I have my fabric here. Like I said, for the total number of yards I'm making use for this tutorial is 4 yards. So in order to manage the fabric well, all I did was to cut out first the down part, which is the 4 yards. I cut it into two, so I have 2 yards for each part, and from the leftover material was where I cut all other parts. So what I'm going to do now is place it on each other like so, and then this is our pattern for the side. All right, so I've gone ahead to cut it because it's going to be gathered. All right, so for us to, I slashed it actually so that we can spread it at that center area, and you've observed that I have not gathered my fabric. I deliberately did that so that it will be easy for us to know and then gather it right. So now, like I said, I slashed it, and then I'm just going to take my chalk and then add put extra ½ inch, which will be used as joining allowance. All right, so I'm not cutting it straight on the pattern like so. So I just extended it and I just added extra inch to it, which will be used as sewing allowance. Okay, so I'll just take my scissors now and cut it out like so. So guys, we have the cutout and this is what it looks like. All we'll do now is go ahead and gather it. All right, but I'll show you how to fix it. Okay, so I've gathered it, and then I left some parts at the center, at the beginning. So what I will do is place it on it like so. Like I'll place the gather on it like so, making sure that they align, and then I'll go ahead and fix it straight down following the curve. All right, so now in gathering it, I left some space there. I didn't gather all, as you can see, and the reason being is the gather will start from the dart area. All right, do you see it? I'll just go to the sewing machine and fix it and show you how it came out. Now guys, so I had to, in fixing it, I had to join it like so. Do you see, to the cuff area? Now I loosened the gap, the gathers that I did initially for you to see what I did. So I connected it to the point of the dart. Now after doing that is when I will now gather it, and with my needle and thread. So I'll just go ahead and do the gathers, but all I want to show you is how to fix it and it will not bulge at the center and it will align. And that was why I first fixed it from the M area down to the dart area without the gathers. So now I'll just go ahead and gather my fabric and then fix it to the others, to the remaining parts. Now guys, after fixing everything together, this is the way it came out, right? Do you see the center, right? And then the gather area. Okay, so now that we have done that, all we have to do now is fix the lining. I cut the lining the same way the fabric was cut, right? I mean with the pattern paper, and then I'll go ahead and fix it. After fixing it guys, this is the way we have it. You can see the inside, how neatly it came out, and then this is the back. The zip has been fixed also. All right, so all we have left now to fix is the sleeve. Do you see the front? Okay, so like I love the way it came out, the loop area, and then the other side, then the armhole, even the bust here. Okay, so now we want to cut the sleeve. All we have to do is measure what we have at the armhole, and for me I have 8 inches. So now I'll fold my fabric like so, all right, into 2 like that, like so, and then fold it into 4. Do you see? Because the cap sleeve, okay, so I want it like 3 inches, so I'll just place my staple on it like so, and then I want to confirm what I have as the width already after folding it. Okay, so I think I have enough. So for the sleeves circumference, right, I need like 11 inches. So after folding it, I need like 5.5, but I will add extra 1 inch to it as sewing allowance. So like that is I'm marking out 6 inches over there, and then I'll connect the 3 inches that I mark upward at the edge to it, like so. Do we get what I explain? Okay, so like I said, I want the length of the sleeve to be 3 inches. Okay, and then the cap, I measured my armhole, is 8 inches, and that is what I marked out over there. I just added extra inches, inch of 1 inch, of extra inch of 1 inches. All right, so I'll just place it on the fabric like so and cut the other sleeve. So guys, we have the two sleeves cut out. All I'm going to do is stitch it, which I've gone ahead to do, and then I'll fix it to the sleeve. Now you'll find the center of the sleeve. I've top stitched it like I said. Then you'll find the center of the sleeve like so, making sure that it's aligned, and you place it at the center, and then you sew it from one side to the other. I'll fix it, guys. This is the way it came out, the sleeve, and then I've gone ahead to fix the loop also, to sew out the loop. Okay, and then I'll just go ahead and fix it. Guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you got value watching it. If you do, please do well to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friend, like it, ask question if you have. And then we have come to the end of this tutorial, and this is the way it came out, both front and the back. All right guys, thank you for staying true to the end. See you in my next tutorial. Bye bye.